Jets week down here at Gillette Stadium, so it's always an interesting time as the Pats get ready for their biggest rivals in the division. Before Thursday night's game, let's really recap what's going on down here at Gillette, and it's obviously been an interesting week. It started on a high note with the Patriots coming away with a key victory against the Bills. It was a resilient game. They dealt with a lot of adversity. We'll get to that in a second, but the Patriots have a two-game winning streak, and this two-game winning streak actually feels like a winning streak as opposed to that Vikings-Raiders stretch earlier in the season.
Yeah, they've played well, and mostly it's been generated from an offense that's finally looked like an offense. I mean, Tom Brady was lights out against the Bills. I mean, the offense really looks like it's coming together. More receivers getting into the act we saw against the Bills. And here's a big thing. Rob Gronkowski is really starting to look like the old Rob Gronkowski. And with all those parts coming together, it looks like, you know, the offense can handle itself and do well on its own and score enough points. But they did have a setback.
Yeah, you mentioned the positive injury news so far this season, but Sunday was about as difficult of a day as the Patriots have had really since that 2008 opener in terms of injuries all in one day. They lost Jerod Mayo and Stephen Ridley for the season. Dan Connolly, another captain, suffered a concussion. We're not sure the extent of that or how long he could be out, but really it starts and ends with Mayo and Ridley and the impact that's going to have through the rest of the locker room.
No question about it. And as you mentioned before, they showed incredible resiliency coming back in that game. I mean, Mayo was carted off on a cart, and that's never a good sign. You knew right away that was a bit major injury. And by the way, Ridley pounded the turf after he got injured. You knew that was bad as well. But in terms of their impact, Ridley was having one of his best years. He didn't put the ball on the ground. He didn't fumble, which was the big thing for him. They're going to have to make up for his loss. Somebody else is going to have to pick up the slack carrying the ball, but it's not going to be easy. He was their best inside runner and most explosive runner. Mayo, I don't know. I don't think that's somebody you can really make up for. He's their defensive signal caller. He gets everyone lined up. I think we saw last year how difficult it was when he went down with the pec injury. He's their leading tackler. He's their leader, a captain. Huge loss.
A six-time captain, and what is going to make it even more difficult is Dante Hightower's dealing with his own knee injury. He's missed 2 straight games, and he didn't look all that promising during his pregame workout Sunday against the Bills, so we'll see if he's able to come back on short rest. Patriots will be able to adjust competently if Hightower and Collins can close out the season. Now, Hightower, again, needs to get that knee right. Collins needs to start making more plays, the simple plays, on a more consistent basis to really make that leap that everybody assumed that he was going to make this season. The big thing with Mayo, like you said, it's the intangibles. It's what he does before the snap. You just look at Jamie Collins' interception against the Bills. Right before that, Mayo made a read and called for a pre-snap check over to Collins, who adjusted. We're not really sure how, nor would they tell us, but Collins did something and was able to read that play and come up with the interception. I mean, Mayo has done that time and again. That's why Chandler Jones told me he was the Tom Brady of the defense. Those are very, very high words. As for Ridley, Brandon Bolden, I think, is the guy who is going to really have to elevate his game. 15 carries for 25 yards this season. I mentioned how Ridley's having one of his best seasons, and it's the numbers don't dictate that. He's only got 3.5 yards to carry, but it's because the space really just isn't there with the offensive line just yet. So somebody is really going to have to improve their play. It might come down to Bolden, Jonas Gray, James White. Obviously, Shane Vereen is going to have to continue doing what he does. But you're right, there's just no easy way to replace either one of these guys. And now they have a short week to figure out how to do that. The Jets are coming in. It's a game where, I mean, again, the Patriots have won 2 straight. The Jets are 1-5. They've lost 5 straight. If they go to 1-6, I mean, there's no reason to think they're going to win their last 9 straight with the way this team is going. The Patriots can actually bury their division rivals early in October.
Correct, but if you're the Jets, though, and if you want to either turn your season around or do something to, like, put a smile on the season, beating the Patriots is the one thing that'll put the feather in your cap. So, I mean, they're not going to come in and lay down. Rex Ryan will not let that happen. And so, I mean, I'm expecting them to pull out all the stops to try and beat the Patriots.
And we counted out the Jets in the 2010 playoffs after the Patriots whooped them in the regular season. So you're right. Rex Ryan lives for these games. Everybody down in New York does too. So it should be a fun one on national television here Thursday night. You can follow our coverage on the Blitz blog, bostonherald.com, and, of course, in the newspaper.